Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bama Standard. Thank you to our sponsors, Michael Pettway of Oakmont Financial Partners, member Advisory Board Services Network, LLC, and Workspace Solutions. I'm your host, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is All-SEC linebacker Marvin Constant, senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, Stephen M. Smith, and one of the baddest men, I say the baddest man to tote that rock, Bo Scarborough. Roll Tide, fellas.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Hey, Bo, we gonna have to get you a better setup. Come on, man. We need you to put something behind you. Come on, Bo.
I got you, man. Hey, next show, I got you. Next show, I got you. I got to have so much.
Steve M. Smith, since you're the best hype man in the game, I'm going to turn to you right now and let you introduce the guests we have in the building. So go right ahead.
All right, man. So let's get this thing rolling right here. So I cover both of these two on defense. Two of the most exciting defensive guys I covered. They didn't do a whole bunch of talking, but when I say they did some hitting, these two did some real hitting under Nick Saban. So the first dude right here, one of the smartest linebackers of the Nick Saban era. I'm talking about 4.0 on a 4.0. My boy Shaun, crack your head open. Dion Hamilton in the building. SDH is in here. And then we got the other man on the defensive line that used to sit there and kill everybody up. We got DJ, I'm going to rock your lights off, Pettway. We got DJ Pettway in the building.
Welcome in, fellas. And, hey, if y'all ever want a career in the WWE, this is the guy you want calling you to the ring.
I know that right, Steve. I'm telling you.
What's going on, fellas? Roll Tide 2021 SEC champs.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
You know, last week people were saying we didn't need to show up to this game. We shouldn't even bother even trying to get on that field. Man, and we reminded them why we own that stadium.
Hey, man, listen. Everybody on this call got a championship ring except you and Steve, Justin. All right?
Hey, look.
Y'all only two that don't have them.
Look, Marvin, Nick got a ring in his office. He ain't given it to me yet.
That's called larceny and breaking and entering, sir.
Is that what you did last Tuesday, Steve?
No.
He's smiling off a heart. He had a date. They must have been in the real world.
Chill, man. Chill, man.
And we'll cover that a little later on, but you know what? We need to go ahead and jump into Constant Chaos, our segment where Marvin gives his unfiltered view on everything. And I think Stephen M. has something to add with him tonight. So Marvin, go ahead and get it rolling.
Man, the one thing that really has bothered me this past week are these coaches. They talk all this crap about players transferring and jumping in the portal, but I'll be damned. It look like they jumping shit left and right. Who leaves Notre Dame to go to LSU? Oregon to go to Miami? Oklahoma to go to USC? They making lateral moves. None of this makes sense. We all know Lincoln Riley just didn't want to play in the SEC. We get that. Chip Kelly, he want to prove that he got some of, old boy from Notre Dame, what's his name?
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly. He want to prove to people that he's a better coach than we give him credit for. So he think he's going to come to the SEC. He going to get his ass whooped too. Mario Cristobal, he goes to Miami because the ACC is on a downswing of all downswings. He don't want no more Utah State. Utah State then gave him hell after them two ass whoopers. It seems like everybody running from something. You can't run from these ass whoopers. Now, old boy Kelly, he come to the SEC, he gonna get a rude awakening. Listen, man, I ain't got nothing against you, dude, but you Irish and you come to the SEC trying to recruit a bunch of black kids. I don't see how this gonna go over so well. Because that's just probably what it is. That's what 90 to 95% of the players in the SEC are black. I ain't being funny.
Marvin, but then Marvin, the crucial part is Kelly can't cook no gumbo for him. That's the crucial part.
And that sad Southern accent that he tried to use too. Come on, bro.
That's another thing. We don't don't want you to come around here with this cooning, man, trying to act like you part of the system.
Right,
Nah, man, just be you. We grew up being us. You be you. We don't need that extra nonsense, all right? See, all that gonna do is get your extra ass whooping on game day, okay? Because all these kids you gonna piss off and not want to go to your school that you got to play against, they gonna remember that. We're gonna prove a point. We're gonna make a statement now. See, that's the thing people don't get, man. I don't understand it, but shout out to all the kids in the portal, man. Get that money. Go where you gotta go. Get that money, because Coach is doing it every day.
And basically, what you're looking at it now is an updated version of Les Miles. Saban left LSU. Les Miles inherited a future NFL squad. Kind of the same thing here. I don't think Brian Kelly is that good of a coach, and he's about to get a rude awakening, like you said. I don't think he's going to win that recruiting battle out there.
Listen, man, everybody knows he's going to LSU talking about because he wants to prove that he's an elite coach. Sir, you're going to the wrong conference to try to prove you're an elite coach, okay? Maybe you should have took the Miami job. But you don't want to be in the SEC West or the SEC period trying to prove a point. That ain't where you go to prove a point, all right? You got Ole Miss going to the Sugar Bowl. That lets you know how deep the SEC West is right there. Right. You don't come here to prove points. You come here to get your ass whooped if you ain't them top 1 or 2. You come here to get your ass whooped.
He can't even get his own coaches to follow him there, man. He has no coaching staff.
I wouldn't want to follow him down there either. They know it's going to be a short stint.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that Brian Kelly could go and recruit Leonard Fournette?
No.
Man, Leonard is living his best life down there in Tampa Bay with Tom Brady, man. Leonard ain't, listen, man. Again, you can't come around with that coonery, man, trying to be one of the boys. That ain't how you get approval. That ain't how you win. Be you. Let them accept them for you. You know what I'm saying? All that unnecessary, that extra. Don't come in my house with that, man. Come on.
Weigh in, fellas. What you think about these moves?
I definitely think that
go to school and play for Brian Kelly.
I think we heard DJ and lost him.
Yeah, we lost you.
What'd you say,
Come on,
Pat?
DJ, hurry up and get home. I know you had to go pick up that 12-piece from Popeyes.
the Stallion sauce.
Not the Megan Thee Stallion sauce.
He got the. He's gonna be on the commercial.
Oh my goodness, right?
I'm almost
Steven.
there. But I said, man, I couldn't see my sign in there with Brian Kelly.
Oh,
I think he's talking through McDonald's drive-through.
We can't hear you, Pat.
Pay your minutes.
Say it again.
Hey,
How about now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I couldn't see myself signing up with Kelly if he came to recruit me.
No.
I wouldn't even open the door. Why are you on my lawn, sir?
Nah, Ma.
Now, I think the only move physically, the only move that I somewhat agreed with was Lincoln Riley to USC. That's probably the only one.
Why not?
Because he didn't want to get killed every week.
Right.
He has no one to compete against in the Pac-12 now, or Pac-2. The Pac-2, really.
That's what I'm saying. If you come to the SEC, right, you automatically behind Saban. Like you off the rip, you automatically behind Saban and Kirby. So you come into a conference, you already starting off at number 3.
Billy Napier in Florida.
right.
Well, basically number 4.
Let's not forget about Lane Kiffin.
Well, he never said then.
Exactly. So my point being, you don't come to the SEC to try to prove you're a real coach.
No.
He should have stayed at Notre Dame where he had it made.
Has he ever been down south before?
To get an ass whooping.
Look, hey Shaun, he went down to the South one time to get some grass cut.
Hey, Stephen M., I know that you are chomping at the bit because you're about to blow my phone up last night. Pissed off as hell, glasses cracked, and halo busted. Man, talk to us about how Will Anderson was left off the Heisman list.
I'm gonna say this. Like, I got the announcement on my phone last night, and I'm like, what in the world is the Heisman Trust smoking? I don't know if this is crack, coke, meth, X, Molly. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's up with the Heisman voters, for real. Because, and I get it, people sit there and say, Bama fans need to stop complaining. You got Bryce Young in there. He gonna win the Heisman. Be happy. Nah, son, it's the principle of it all. When you say Heisman, that's the best. That's the creme de la creme. Everybody know you. It's respect on respect. And when you, like, for example, if it would just been the three quarterbacks, the Pickett kid, Stroud, and Bryce Young, that's cool. But because you threw the Michigan D end in there, and you know that Will Anderson got better numbers, better impact, better attention, better production, better all of that than what that dude got, and you put him in over Will Anderson? You serious? Like, when has leading the nation been bad? Will leads the nation, not just Alabama, not just the SEC, but the entire FBS.
We're going to handle that on the field, Steve. We're going to handle that on the field. Don't worry. That'll work itself out.
No. Marvin, he going to handle it. I'm just saying, bruh, it's principle, dog. Like, we all grew up saying, if you want something done right, do it right. And they ain't doing right. The Heisman voters completely pooped the bed. Negligence. Pure negligence, man. Right there.
That must have been a real good day. She did something. I ain't never heard you talk.
I ain't, not at all, man.
She didn't put that battery in the back.
Yeah, Shaun Dion, what you got?
What kind of message are we sending to the young generation that's up and coming? Like when the little kid says, "Dad, how come this guy is going to the Heisman, but the other guy isn't?"
You want to know the truth? You want me to answer this question for you?
Oh yeah.
It goes back to early 90s. His dad played at Michigan. It was all, see, when you're a legacy, and let's just call it what it is. We all know, Justin's no offense. It's not that often that we see the white guys put up those type of athletic numbers, okay? Then
but
you
still,
see a legacy player, people tend to hang their hat more on that. I mean, because you think about it, every year, who usually leads the NFL in sacks? Von Miller, one of them, Javon Kirk. It's always some freakishly gifted black kid. Now, you got the Bosa brothers, but outside of that, you look at old boy at the Browns, what's his name? Miles Garrett, Von Miller. Yeah. Just not being funny, but very rarely do you see white guys put up those types of numbers, especially at the outside linebacker defensive end spot. It just doesn't happen that often. So maybe it's overlooked because it's like,
to be honest, my take too is let's call it what it is. He's the flavor of the week. That's exactly what it is. Michigan starts doing a little something. They beat Ohio State. They're in the conversation for the playoff, and all of a sudden he becomes the new darling of the media.
Did you see the special ESPN did on him and his dad and how he wore 90?
Yeah.
So Justin, so you saying that college football got jet beauties now?
Yeah, it's a beauty yes, it is a beauty contest when I'm serious because he wouldn't even be in the conversation right now.
Hey man, I take more pride in guys like us who didn't have a dad who played college football, had to learn it the hard way, and got it from where we got it from, and went on to be successful. My dad didn't play football. I don't know about some of y'all or not, but ain't nobody teach me how. I just went out there and applied myself and figured this shit out. Man, I appreciate that more than you saying, "Oh, my dad, I grew up in Michigan in the tunnel and blah, blah, blah."
And then you also got guys like Donald Schultz is talking about. One of the voters says he didn't see Will Anderson play enough.
That made me mad.
I mean,
that part right there.
Then how do you get a vote if you have not seen the full field?
I applied to be a Heisman voter and I got denied. That right there made me mad. That right there made me mad.
You got denied?
Yes.
Oh, man, why they say they denied you?
Marvin, I don't even want to talk about it, man.
It was a back page scandal, is what it was. Yeah,
Justin?
I wonder why you got denied.
Justin?
Bo, let me hear your side. We've heard the defensive guys.
Hold on. Steve,
Oh.
why did you get denied being a Heisman voter?
Man, Marvin, I really do not know. They just sat there and said they're denied. But the Bolitnikoff people, I'm a Bolitnikoff voter. So I don't know how I get the Bolitnikoff, but I don't get the Heisman. I don't get that.
So who you voted for the Bolitnikoff?
Jameson Williams. What do you think?
Bo, you been quiet. What you think about this?
Oh boy.
I don't know, man.
All right, Bo. Hold on, Bo. Bo, before you answer, let me put a little sauce on it for you. Now, it's the same situation as for running backs. Black running backs is the norm. The moment it's a white boy out there running the ball, everybody want to act like it's the same. Now,
I think he deserved to be in there, though.
Can we please somebody talk about what James Knox said about Coach O?
Marvin, you want to fill that question?
Hold on. What's
the question?
James Knox, Marvin. James Knox.
What's the question?
All right, here we go. I know Coach O is calling the Carolina Panthers everything but children of God for taking Brady from LSU for just over 1.5 seasons. That was pretty messed up, man. The guy was only there a year and a half, didn't have a solid quarterback, weapons, and they had a guy who basically, and Christian McCaffrey, who lives on the IR. So what is an offensive coordinator supposed to do given all those things that he's up against?
I'm so happy I did not take Christian McCaffrey in fantasy football.
Marvin, what'd you say?
Sometimes it's just best to stay where you are. I mean, maybe he should have just stayed where he was at, you know? Maybe him and Coach O can hook back up on the next go round so they both unemployed.
Coach O would have still been saying, "Go Tigers."
So serious.
I ain't gonna lie though, but okay, so Marvin, Shaun Dion, and Bo, like, so from that game, from the SC title game, the three of y'all just individually here, starting off with Marvin, like, what did you really enjoy the most from that game, though, from start to finish?
Oh, man, the thing I enjoyed most, man, was seeing our offense, man, actually running screen passes out of a 2x2 set, man, actually making defensive linemen work for it, wearing them out, breaking them down methodically, play after play, man. That was what I enjoyed the most, man. That and seeing our defense actually, you know, we had a few busts, you know, on that tunnel screen, you know, the safety went over the top too far. It's a damn tunnel screen. You know it's coming between the damn hashes. Why are you outside the damn numbers? It's real simple. It's a tunnel screen. Don't be scared to get in there and get you some. Get your ass in there, you know? So, you know, outside of that, man, it was a great game. You know, like I said, a few minor mishaps, but outside of that, they did what they should have done. I'm happy for them, man. I'm proud of those young guys. I'm proud of Pete Golden, man, the fact that he was coaching enough.
Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
No. I'm proud of him in the fact that he was enough to coach to say, I'm running too much stuff. These boys are confused. Let me simplify this defense to a point to where I can get these kids to execute and play fast and hard. Because Shaun will tell you the same thing. When you out there thinking you ain't playing fast and hard, and that's when you get your ass handed to you. So I'm thankful that he cut back on the defense. If you watch that game, I purposely watched to see how many different defenses they ran. And they've been cutting back on defenses a lot, man. So shout out to him for being enough of a coach to realize that just because you got 10,000 defense, that does not mean you have to run them. Okay?
Shaun Dion, what did you like about that defense? There's a lot of things that you can pick from, but I want to hear what you saw.
So it was the defense for me. I was more so excited to see how our offensive line played after how we played against Auburn. So I think that was the biggest difference in the game that we don't talk about, because if Bryce doesn't have time, it's a L, because we all know that Georgia probably got the best front seven probably in college football. So the O-line get the game ball for me. That was, if the O-line held their own, I knew we was going to win.
Now, everybody who's listening, tell me if I'm wrong. Did I not tell y'all last week that we needed to run a lot of 2x2, spread them out, and make them defensive linemen run, and that they will be gassed? And second quarter, they were out there sucking wind bad, and it was over for them from that point forward. Is that not what I told y'all that our offense needs to do? I said run 2x2, run screen passes out. We ain't ran screen passes all year until this Saturday.
Along with that, I had to say that I'm also proud of Doug Marrone for what he put together this past week. Absolutely phenomenal job, and definitely a huge shout out to center Seth McLaughlin. That young man stepped up to the plate, was acting like a veteran, making calls, picking up blitzes, directing the offense like he was a veteran. Absolutely amazing job. Chris Owens, of all people, we've been criticizing him all year. He played like he did in the playoffs this past season, and he was one of the main reasons why the offensive line was so solid. We gave up 37 sacks this year, gentlemen. Saturday, 0. That's huge for me.
Here's the big one before Bo jumps in. People don't realize this. So Seth McLaughlin literally came in the game in the Iron Bowl against Auburn. The moment he came in, he stabilized that entire group. And he's not a big dude, only 6'3", 6'4", 290. But I'm telling you, that dude is one of the most feisty guys, tough dudes on that offensive line. And he and Will Anderson both came in the same class. Both are from Georgia. And Will talked about today, there was always something different about Seth. He was always underrated. People never really talked about him. That dude grind hard. So as much as I like the size and the toughness that Dalcourt has, Seth McLaughlin got that dog type in him.
Absolutely.
And no, I'm not giving Pete credit for playing a good game. I'm giving Pete credit for having enough sense to know he needed to simplify his scheme because he was doing too damn much all season.
and that was Marvin rectifying that.
It was. He'll always correct himself. DJ, we're talking about the favorite moments that we had from the SEC championship game. Bo's about to give his thoughts, but just want to let you know before you chime in.
Hey man, you gonna turn your own self in. You can't be showing stolen property that you can jack from the game.
Statute of limitations. That was 10 years ago.
Hey,
We found it. There's a missing side.
And then the funny thing is, from Marvin's 1999 SEC championship, they made his teammate turn his sign back in.
Boy, crap. NIL. Not today.
All right, Bo, you've been waiting your turn, man. What did you like?
Man, what I liked about the game, man, we played rapport. Everybody played fast. We played together as one. I wouldn't necessarily say we look like the old Alabama again, but I can say that we made some progress towards that game and that game now. And, I was really surprised with the offense, the way they moved the ball, how the guys stepped up and, blocked. Robinson, to stick it to get Jamison Williams a chance to catch the ball and go down the field to, score the first touchdown. So there was a big plus in the game. But
Bo, what you think about how that boy ran off on that safety from Georgia, though? That boy
speed.
Hey, he ate that ankle up so fast. Oh boy, looking like
I already knew when he caught it, he was gone. That what he do. But yeah, man.
But Marvin, on that play, who set that up right, Ja'Cory Brooks was in the stack, and so the corner or the safety, somebody bit on Ja'Cory Brooks. because when he took Jacory, it opened up a whole void. Yeah, it opened up the whole void.
Yeah.
Jacory Brooks, the freshman, set that up.
He was supposed to be a robber.
You still with us, DJ?
All right, I'm back. I'm good.
Hey, you taking that Wi-Fi from the truck stop again?
Man, my study room is further away from the Wi-Fi box.
So I want to hear your comment on the guys up front, though, DJ.
Man, I like what they did, man. I like how.
I mean, he was a senior. What's that?
I said I like how we stepped up to the challenge, man, and restored the order. And with all the talk that was going on, and we went down early. I like how we responded. I like how we rushed good. I feel like the secondary had a great game, but I do like how our front plays, man. We played at first. In the first quarter we were giving up. We were getting out our gaps a little bit, and it gave up a couple good runs to them. But then we settled down and got back in the pace of the game and started holding it down a little better. So I appreciated the way the guys played, man. I appreciate it from a former player watching it, man. They made us proud, man. Because a lot of people wrote us off from that game. And I never had a doubt, though. I believed in them. I knew it was going to happen. But, yeah. Will Anderson and Mathis and everybody. And I'm hearing we're going to get Chris Allen back, so I'm excited about that.
Now, now for Chris though, DJ, it all depends on can he be able to get out there and practice. If he can get out there and practice, and if he can do a little bit of something out there and practice, there's a shot there.
Without doubt.
That was my first thought when he got hurt at the beginning of the season. I said, man, he got to be back by the playoff.
Well, at least we got Cincinnati, so I ain't mad about that.
Hey, I'm not counting Cincinnati off, man.
No, I'm not either. I'm not.
Off, but what I am saying is, out of the three choices, I take that one over the other two for the first round any day of the week.
I agree. They got that running back. He gonna be running with a vengeance. You know, he came from Bama, and
Jay Ford, man.
And they got a pretty good DB out there, but I still think we give them the business.
Man, Sauce ain't ready. Sauce finna get put in the blender, man. Here's the problem. Cincinnati's not big enough up front, man. They're not big enough. They're not big enough.
Now, what I'm excited to see, though, man, is even with Mechie down and not having Mechie for the playoff, I'm excited to see what Jacory Brooks and Trayshawn Holden do. Because, I mean, Holden, to me, I think Holden has a bit more speed than Brooks, but I think Brooks kind of remind me of Devontae Smith from Smitty's freshman year. Like, Brooks just know where to be at and when to make them plays. Like, so it's going to be fun watching them two interchange and from matching.
And Brooks ain't got to do nothing else for the rest of his career after that kid.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. That's what I'm saying. That's how it's kind of like Devontae Smith to me. Like when Smitty caught that ball against Georgia, we was like, Smitty had to buy a beer in his life.
No, for real.
And I do have to bring up something about how well Bryce played. Of course, he went off, he balled. But one of the biggest things we've been saying all season, he needs to use those legs, and man, he did. Man, did y'all see that sick move that he made on that defender in open field? I think that boy broke his ankle, son. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
I've been telling Bryce the whole time, man, use your feet. You okay if you do that?
Is that what it was, man? You got uncomfortable?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just use your feet sometimes. You all right? You can run.
Now, one of the few problems that we did have in the game, and like Marvin said, there are a few, was covering tight end Brock Bauer. Of course, the dude's a beast. I mean, we all expected that coming in. But
He's 7 feet tall.
yeah, and we're facing a pretty good tight end in Cincinnati with Josh Wiley. So, Shaun Dion, I saw you cover virtually anybody. What can we do to limit his success and possibly Bowers if we play him again?
So,
Punch him in the nuts.
I
Get in his hip pocket.
because I'm just like, man, who is this kid right here just moving away, catching everything? That's what I was telling one of my friends, like, dog, this dude gives me real like Cal Pitts vibes, as different freshmen. But we definitely gonna have to mix things up. Try to get a hand on them at the line of scrimmage. When we have like all our pass rushes back, maybe we can start Georgia's gonna need him to chip and stuff like that. But I would say that it's probably gonna be he gonna get his. We just got a limit to how much he get his.
Hey man, one of my coaches used to tell me all the time, hit him in the nuts, then get in his hip pocket. He said, just don't be obvious with it. Be real inconspicuous. Give him a old nut shot, then get in his hip pocket. And he said that'll slow it down every time. And I did that because I had to cover Aaron Kenny. Y'all don't know Aaron Kenny. When he used to play for Florida, he played for the Tennessee Titans. Aaron Kenny was about 6'6", 6'7", about 290, playing tight end. Like, listen, I gave him one. Yep.
Look, you know something though? Back then, y'all was running the power wide. I'm sure they weren't running 5 wide like they doing now.
University of Florida, Steve Spurrier was running 5 wides, sir. That's where all this originated from, the fun and gun, sir. All right.
You were defending the wishbone.
Nah, we got this question from Paul.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Justin.
We got this question from Paul T about Malachi Moore. Why we're not seeing Malachi out there much.
Yeah.
I think Malachi's a bit banged up. I think he's a bit banged up. He hasn't been 100% for much of this year. He's had some good plays. I think he's banged up, but I think for the playoff, he's going to be back right. But also, I think Brian Branch is playing good ball.
Absolutely.
Brian Branch has been playing some of his best. I don't know what, and on top of this, I don't know what they got into DeMarco Hellams. But the last 2 weeks, Marco, that dude playing.
That's what happens when a coach simplifies the defense and allows you to play without having to think 10,000 things before you do something.
There's also a correlation with Brian Branch playing well. It's like it hypes up DeMarco Hellens because Brian was laying wood on folks. Excellent in coverage. Marco was all over the place. Even Daniel Wright was having an amazing game. He's a guy who's had a tough time.
Look, I got to give my knuckleheaded son his credit. Shout out to Daniel Wright. I got to give D. Wright his credit, man. D. Wright was out there playing, man. I got to give to D. Wright.
Let's see.
Run game.
Hey, I was going to ask you about that, man. How proud did B-Rob make you out there basically on one leg, still driving through defenders, getting those hard yards, picking up first downs?
Too.
So, yeah, Bo, what you say about that man?
That's what we expect.
Profound.
College Standard.
If your bone ain't showing, you stay on the field. Say what, Pat?
Hey, Pat muted, man.
You mute yourself, sir?
It's called a phone and a mute button. Come on, man. Don't let that technology not catch you.
I think Pat saying I'm trying to be a mime, sign language or something.
While he recharges his prepaid phone, Marvin, you got a question from the audience here. Since he runs a 3-3-5, the run game got to be a key. Yes.
Well, here's what's going to have to shake out. I've watched Cincinnati play several times this year. Yes, they run a 3-3-5, but that front three is not that big, which is going to create problems for them. and you're talking about 5 DBs, that means you're going to have to walk somebody down in the box if we're in a 2 tight end set, which Bill O'Brien likes to do. 2 tight end set, you got to bring some of those DBs in the box. So you're basically about to put your DBs in a damn blender. You about to get them shredded. So that's what happens when you run a 3-3-5, and you're going to have big personnel up front to basically be a 2-gapper, you know. So if you look at some of the guys like the Marcel Darius's and all those other guys that came out, the Ron Paynes, those are 2-gap guys that can hold up a guard and a center or a guard and a tackle. Their guys are not big enough to do that. So you about to put your defense in your linebackers and your DBs are about to get shredded. That's what's going to happen. So essentially, they're going to make them get out of that 3-3-5. They're going to have to go to a different defense. They're going to have to get some of them DBs off the field. And when they do, then you open up the pass game. That's when you start hitting with the screen game and those deep balls to Williams and all those other guys.
That's what's up. Before I ask my next question, shout out to my nephew Connor watching at home. Shaun Dion, DJ, who was more of a challenge to prepare for, Deshaun Watson or Dak Prescott in college?
Deshaun Watson.
Y'all said it at the same time.
Yeah, but you can't hear Pet though.
No, you can't.
We can read that Bible.
Look, I tell people all the time that when my senior year, when I saw Deshaun, with his rookie year for the Texans, just doing stuff like he just playing college ball again. I'm like, yeah, I see why he drove down with 201, had all us crying on the sideline in Temple because they cat is different.
Now, Shaun, you can be honest, Shaun. You can be honest, Shaun, right now. Why in the world, of all the people that they picked Tony Brown? Why Clemson did Tony like that, man? Why they did TB like that, man?
Hey, look. Ball is ball. Look, one thing I can say, when you see Hunter Renfro,
come out and come back in. Come back in.
Can't even say nothing.
I'm gonna just tell you, Shaun, how mad that made me though. I'm like, of all the people you run to pick on, you gonna pick Tony Brown?
Hey, weren't you warning everybody from the sideline too? A pick's coming. Why didn't they listen, man?
I saw it in the future. I saw it
seen it in them glasses.
But you were on the sideline. I saw you, man. You were saying, pick.
I promise you I was.
It was wondering who was this obnoxious kid over there with them big ass glasses.
Hey, Bo, we got a question for you from Plow Jogger. How about Harris's 65-yard touchdown last night for the Pats?
Oh man, it was amazing. It was a big key in the game last night. He did an awesome job. He ran the ball really well.
Yeah, N'Keal Harry almost cost me my money on that under too. Get away from the damn ball on the punt. You got to be retarded, man. Get away from the ball.
Hunter Renfro.
I ain't gonna lie though. I'm gonna say this though. This will not show up on the stat sheet, but I thought one of the unsung heroes of the SEC title game was James Burnett, Alabama's punter. I mean, it ain't gonna show up on the stat sheet, but that boy did average 45 yards a punt. He had Georgia's average field position, they own 23-yard line. So basically, Burnett forced Stetson Bennett. If you're gonna beat us, you're gonna have to drive the ball on us. Burnett did a great job.
And Stetson Bennett is not a drive the ball type quarterback.
He's not.
No. Once they got behind and I knew they was gonna have to start throwing the ball, I said, it's over. He's gonna give us 2 or 3 of them. He damn sure did. One of them picked 6. If they get behind, it is over. They're not doing that.
There's no question about that. DJ, I hope that your volume's working. I was wanting to ask you this earlier. When I watch Byron Young and Fedarian Mathis play, I'm reminded of how you got the best offensive lineman with you got this awesome swim move, or you just kind of use brute force and just ran through people, or you fake them out sometimes too. Watching those guys, how much of them reminds you of yourself, and what are your overall thoughts about those guys?
You hit the mute button when you was eating that Popeye chicken. You got some fingers.
I think he got that Megan Thee Stallion sauce on his mic.
hit us with the sign language. ¿Cuál es tu respuesta? I didn't want to speak Spanish for a minute though.
Hey, man.
we're not
Sound button, Pet.
we're not giving up on you, man.
This is such a great show, man. I
tell you what, man.
We got Pat trying to find the sound button. I gotta say this though. Man, Shaun Dion and Marvin got these swag caps on right now.
It's a linebacker thing, man. You're not in the club. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right.
Well, Stephen M., yeah, I want to turn it over to you now. You mentioned to me last night you wanted to kind of prepare us for Cincinnati. If you would, man, tell us what we need to be looking at. I know there's still a lot that we need to learn, and we'll probably pick up more as the weeks progress. But tell us what the most important things that we need to know about this Bearcats team.
I think it's 3 to 4 things, but the main 3 are right here. Number one, Luke Fickell, their head coach, he knows winning championships. I mean, people forget that 2002 Ohio State national championship team that beat Miami. Luke Fickell was on that staff under Jim Tressel as the special teams coach, and then 2014 he was on Urban Meyer's staff at Ohio State as the co-DC. So Fickell knows how to win championships. He kind of plays an underdog role really up there. So Coach Fickell's going to throw everything at Alabama that he can possibly. But then I think if Georgia did not play JT Daniels, if Georgia doesn't play him, we're going to face the most athletic quarterback in terms of opponents in Desmond Ridder. The guy's got 6 rushing touchdowns this year. He's got near 4,000 yards passing. The guy can play. He can play. The questions,
but he's also good. But he's also good for turnovers and breakdowns. I watched him play against Tulane. I watched him play against a few other.
He's got 8 picks. You're right. He's got 8 picks.
Yeah,
Marvin,
mistakes now. Mm-hmm.
Marvin, were you doing that for scouting purposes or betting purposes?
Man, scouting, betting, gambling is all the same, man. Don't worry about it. I watch every game, man. I got to see where my money going.
But yeah, I mean, you look at Fickell, you look at Desmond Ridder. I mean, Jerome Ford, Pet talked about it, played at Alabama. He's now running back at Cincinnati and having a monster year, 19 rushing touchdowns. But I think the biggest thing for Cincy is going to be, as Marvin talked about it, can we get that defense uncomfortable early? That's the main thing. They got some guys that got interceptions. I think they got 3 DBs that each have 3 picks. They got Curtis Brooks, the linebacker. He's got over 11 tackles for loss. He's got like 7, 8, 9 sacks on the year. But
here's the thing, though, Steve. They haven't played a team with the caliber of talent they're going to play. They didn't cover against Navy. They didn't cover against Tulsa. They didn't cover against
okay, Mr. Handicap Gambler. We got you.
I'm just saying. They played all these close games, and I lost money betting on these bums. So I know firsthand that they ain't built for what they about to get right now. Because their ATS record is trash, man.
He's trying so hard to get his voice heard.
But yeah. So to end my point here, yes, you don't want to overlook them, but if Bama plays Bama should take care of Cincinnati.
Okay.
Man, Cincinnati, like I said, they're not that big up front, and the quarterback does turn the ball over a lot, man. And they make a lot of mistakes that'll hurt them in a game like playing against Alabama. Oftentimes this season, man, they have actually played down to their level of competition. It wasn't until the back end of the season that when they played SMU and Houston that they actually played some of their better ball. So that is one thing you can say, that the last 2 games have been the best 2 games they played all season. Like I said, against SMU and Houston, which they covered in both of those games. So, but I just don't think that they're big enough up front. I think that's going to be their Tennessee. I think that's going to be their downfall.
I'm ready to see Trey Sanders in this game too, though, because I thought Trey against Georgia really had some strong runs out there. And for him to go from being in a wheelchair last year around this time to actually being able to play in this SEC title game, celebrate, have fun, get some yards in there. I think Trey Sanders is about to have a good playoff.
Question from the audience: what are you guys' thoughts about the officiating in college football this year? Arkansas game was the worst officiating I've ever seen. Even the Auburn game wasn't as bad as that one. I don't know about that. The Georgia game too, they were trying their hardest. The referees were, I got in on that.
Georgia a whole drive based on pass interferences to set them up for that last little weak tunnel screen that they scored on. Man, listen, man. Some of those calls that they make are ridiculous, man. It's football. You gonna have contact. My God, it ain't cheerleading. All right, it ain't two-handed touch. It's football.
Look, bro. Like, I was watching one play against Georgia. They literally grabbed Will Anderson by the inside of his helmet and was holding on for dear life because they wouldn't want to do sacking the quarterback.
Whoa!
You now.
Oh wow! Quick, say something before we lose you again.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back.
We lost you again.
He's alive!
I'm kidding.
Finally. I was about to say, dang, man. Look, I'm just here not to spread rat poison, man. I just think that I want us to respect Cincinnati. Let's just beat them 40-0 or whatever. But right now, I'm telling the team, these boys good. Let's play ball. I can't spread rat poison. I don't want to overlook this at all. I'm trying to get to the national championship.
Yes, sir.
See, I think about Utah back in the day, and I think about Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl.
You hear me? You feel me? Look.
Y'all don't know, so I need to talk to about getting my money back.
No, but I tell you what, the boys too. I'm happy that we won the SEC championship. We got a long road to go, man. We got some knocked out.
We got some football to play, man.
Right, we got some football to play for sure.
I can tell you from somebody who won an SEC championship to go on to the Orange Bowl and get beat by Michigan because we got drunk too much on the beach. And
it wasn't because of Tom. It wasn't because of Tom Brady either, was it?
Tom Brady the second half though, so that's different.
Well, look, man, Marvin, you were down there with Kenny Smith, man. You know what Kenny was gonna do.
Man, me, Kenny, Big Sam, boy, we part of the whole. Hey, we got it.
Breaking news: LSU Max Johnson has entered the transfer portal.
Whoa!
So that doesn't tell you.
Quarterback left on staff. I mean, on scholarship.
So if that doesn't send up a red flag,
that's the best one they got too.
The only person I think left is Nussmeier, but
Brian Kelly probably told him he gonna have to compete for the job.
Nobody wants to play. Listen, man, that dude's gonna have a hard time getting those kids to play for him, man. I kid you not.
Nah,
I mean, y'all can everybody who play football can tell you this. I'm gonna ask the three of y'all this. I know my answer. I wouldn't play for him. Would y'all play for him?
But see, look. This is the most important thing for Brian Kelly is who he gets as his assistant coaches because those are going to be the keys to getting the guys. I saw he just hired Frank Wilson, who used to be at LSU. Kind of like what Brian Harsin did. Harsin hired a lot of guys who've been in the SEC before to kind of make his job a little bit easier. So that's Kelly's. That's going to be his go-to to try to get a bunch of down south people.
And if it don't go right, he's just gonna fire. And if it don't go right, he's just gonna fire all along.
Because y'all gotta understand something. Tell me if I'm wrong. When he was the head coach at Notre Dame, he could have been himself and used that as a selling point because you got so many people who just want to go to Notre Dame. So they're gonna go regardless of who the coach is.
I agree with that. I agree.
But LSU, no, you want to sell them, homeboy.
Right. They might as well stuck with Coach O.
Yeah, I don't see this Brian Kelly experiment going well at all.
2 years, he out. 2 years, he out.
Better be glad he got all them clauses.
You pay him too much money now.
At Notre Dame, they going to go play for him at Notre Dame because it's Notre Dame. But at LSU, nah, homeboy. Ain't nobody just signed up to go to LSU like that.
You can't walk in these Louisiana homes and be fake. They call you from the beginning, like straight up.
Man, they'll shoot you from the porch.
You can't walk. You can't walk in Birdman Hood in the third ward, man. You can't walk in that third ward like that.
I'm trying to tell you.
I ain't
that's
seen
not
them
even.
pieces.
But
He's
that's
not gonna
not
eat
even the
air.
worst
He's not
part,
gonna eat
though.
that. He's not gonna eat that etouffee.
No, he's not.
But you know the thing about it, even if he does, what he has going against him, he's competing against Nick Saban. He's competing
Exactly.
against Kirby Smart.
Jimbo Fisher.
Les Miles. I mean, not Les Miles. What's up?
Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin.
Kiffin.
And
Billy
now
Napier.
you got another guy who's gonna be a problem for him. Billy Napier at Florida. Billy just came from Louisiana. So you know he got that whole scene on lock already anyway. So now he can get better players just to come to Florida instead of Louisiana.
Hey, side note.
I would have been more on my heels if they would have got Napier before him.
That should have been their choice. Speaking of that, is Nico and Kevin headed over there with him? Marvin?
I don't know. I need to call Nico and ask him. Ask him if they got a job for somebody who just want to be a hype man on occasion. I got these bad knees, so I can't give them everything every day. Maybe one day a month, come on for a motor.
But DJ, while we can actually hear you, man, I was talking to you earlier about Byron Young and Fedarian Mathis, and what about those guys do you like in regards to their game, and how much of yourself do you see in those guys?
Man, I like their physicality they bring to the game. They play bigger than what they are. I like how they lead. You could tell they lead each other, and I like the way they keep their gaps. Man, they're very gap sound guys. They get off the block, and they've been doing a good job this year. They getting the pass rush. You got Will coming off the edge, but a lot of those other guys set Will up too, because they getting a little pressure themselves. So I like our defensive line.
Well, you a gap sound guy? Because I played with this dude named Kenny Smith who didn't give a damn about a gap. And me and Kenny stayed into it on the field.
Let me
Kenny
tell
be
you
out
what.
right there in a 9, and he's supposed to be in a 3. And I'm like,
No.
get your ass.
Look, I'm a gap sound guy because I'm not about to get called out on good, bad, and ugly. I'm finna do what Coach said do. I'm finna, hey, this my gap, this my job, this what I'm gonna do.
Hey, look.
I can't get in trouble for nothing else.
Hey, look, I'm going to tell you what's funny. We go to film study on next day on Sunday. You know what they always holler? Man, I seen something. Your ass ain't seen
Hey, if I take that risk, I'm gonna make the play. Cause you ain't getting 80 yards on me. If I take that risk, I'm gonna make it.
Pat, would you say just be up there holding heaven on the sideline? You wouldn't be on one thing.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. Listen.
Kenny knew I wasn't gonna let nothing get past me anyway. See, that's why he always be up there gambling. Cause he knew no matter what happened, when nothing's gonna get past me, man, he would be all over the damn place.
No, it was a fight. It was a thin line of. You can't make no mistakes when we was out there. No, buddy. You better do what it said do. Let it be on the coaches.
Who was your D-line coach?
Bo Davis.
Bo Davis.
Yeah, he was gonna be gap sound. Yeah.
Yeah. But I had Rump for my first 2 years, and then
Rump was
Bo
good
Davis.
though. Rump was good.
So
He was good. But
So you
Bo
never had Lance Thompson.
He was there, but he wasn't my D-line coach.
Hey, listen, man.
Yeah.
When I say him and Kenny used to go at it in practice every day.
I bet they did.
They almost coming to blows. Like, come on, bro. Back when we played,
Where is he now?
I don't know. Who to my Lance?
Yeah.
I have no clue.
I think he in Georgia, ain't it?
I
Good.
have no clue. See, back when we played, though, man, players and coaches fighting, that was a regular occurrence, man. We was playing on CBS on Saturday. We had to break up a fight on the sideline. We had to break up another in the Orange Bowl. Man, we stayed to fight, man. We had a bunch of dudes. They was really some thugs, man. Them dudes, like, they didn't care.
I ain't never seen. We ain't never had no players fight coaches. We had some coach on coach, and I ain't going into detail, but yeah.
Somebody stepped to Bo Davis.
They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man.
A couple of them.
Hey, Shaun Dion, I heard that when you got hurt, one of those times you took Bo's cross out of his locker that he bought just 2 days before. Rumor is you still have it. Care to comment on that?
What my chain at, Shaun?
Hey, what's on your mouth? Man, you know something? That was one of my favorite chains. So you won't believe what happened to it, bro. Never forget. We playing. It was last year. We playing.
Hey, hold on. You mean to tell me you ain't trying to get on the ground and find it?
Listen here. We got a Ron Rivera. We never had to wear suits with Jay Gruden, so we had to wear a suit. When we played the Browns for a third, fourth game of the season, had on a suit. After the game, I forgot the chain was up in the locker, man. So look, it's probably still in the locker room in Cleveland somewhere, my boy.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh, you owe me big time.
Wow.
What boy, big bro?
You owe me a fortune, man.
That's crazy. You gotta send my boy a chain.
But look though, it was a hand me down though. You feel me?
How's it a hand me down if you took it out of his locker?
So little brother took care of what big brother ain't want.
Man, listen. You know how sometimes you'll leave it in your locker, you know what I'm saying? Man, I left it in there for it was just a day. Hey, come back. He got it around his neck. I'm thinking, man, he got the same chain. Goddamn, boy. He didn't tell me in mine until I'm like, man, Shaun Dion, you got my chain. He like, man, first he tell me you don't want it. Then he say, I'm gonna give it back to you after the season. After the season over, in the season.
Hey, Bo, did he wait for you to say it was looking good on him before he told you? Man, that look good on you. I'm glad you think that because this is yours.
See, Bo, he wasn't going to talk about that until I brought it up tonight.
I ain't know that.
Yeah, you did me dirty by leaving it in Cleveland, man.
Man, Cleveland.
Cleveland.
You better call Matt.
Oh, I forgot.
Maintenance man had a good Christmas.
Yeah, he did.
Well, you gonna see that in the Baker Mayfield commercial one of
Yeah.
Man.
You better.
Not my chain.
You better call Ronnie and Mac to find that thing.
Man, you better call Jedrick Wills, bro. You better call Jedrick.
So before we move into our closing segment, guys, I got to ask you, like to ask any of our guests, what was your best moment or favorite moment from Alabama? We'll start with you, DJ.
Oh, he cut out.
Man.
Damn. Oh, well.
I can't say it ain't really one, man. It's just last year going out on top, man. When we beat Clemson for the national championship and holding the jersey at the White House, it was it's just the way you want to go out, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, you on top. So that was my favorite thing about it, man. I would have lobbied for another year if we would have lost that game.
Understood. Shaun Dion.
Oh, and I also.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, one time I'll give you a little story.
Yeah,
I remember when we 2011 when we lost to it was my freshman year. We lost to LSU 9-6 at home. So we get down to New Orleans to play the national championship, and we're in the first ballroom meeting and everybody talking, laughing, kikiing and stuff. And we had a good leadership group, older guys who were going to the league, who we all respected. So Dante Hightower stand up. He look at everybody. Man, what the F wrong with all y'all? Man, we on a business trip, man. I don't want to see nobody out on the street. I don't want to see nobody laughing, kikiing, ha-ha, none of that. We here. When I bet not see y'all till after the game. If I see y'all, we going to have a problem. I mean, he shut everybody up right there, man. It just set the standard for the rest of my career at Alabama because, man, them dudes had blood in their eyes, man. They taught us what was most important about everything. And they went out and did their thing, man. So that was one of the fondest memories for me, to just seeing Dante have control over that room like that, and it got silent just how I get when Coach Saban walked in the room. He had, man, you could hear a pin drop after he got done talking, because we were so upset that we had to even be in a position, losing that first game.
See, that's what I'm talking. That's the kind of leadership I'm talking about. Because when we were in Miami at the Orange Bowl, Marcus Spencer and Kev Bader damn near hit our bus on them damn scooters, and coaches like, get your ass out.
He wasn't having that, boy. Them boys, Dante, Court Upshaw, man, they weren't having it.
For real.
They weren't having it.
See, our problem was when you say a young team, the majority of our starters were freshmen and sophomores. So we didn't have no old dudes like that. We was leading our own damn selves.
That's what started that dynasty, man, having that second class or whatever, or maybe been first class, a little left over the second class. Man, they taught us how to two-gap. They taught us how to do everything, man. They made sure they left behind what they wanted to see the next year.
Right. Yeah, we was out there just young dude. It was literally mostly freshmen and sophomores. I don't know how we beat everybody.
And that's the only thing that scared me about this team, is that I didn't know how much they had learned from the people before them. A lot of coaching changes and new guys, transfers and everything. But they're doing a good job.
Yeah, see, we had a different experience because my recruiting class was the second full recruiting class coming off probation. So, they had been on probation 2-3 years before that. So they didn't have a lot of players. So
I bet, yeah.
We just came in like trying to figure it out, like what we supposed to do.
Man, I would that'd have hurt.
But we still won the SEC championship, trying to figure it out. So
Yeah.
All right, you're up, Shaun Dion.
So I'm gonna really just say exactly what Pet said, honestly, man, because the best thing is when you're a senior and you just go out on a high note, especially like how was Smitty catching the game, win the touchdown, man. I definitely thought when Stewart got that sack, I'm like, man, this is it, and from the way that we won it, to being a senior, to like being the captain, stuff like that, like just holding that trophy up, like, man, I don't think it's a better feeling. Even now when I watch the games now, they still show highlights from the game and from us holding the trophy up. Then, like he said, like meeting the president, that's something that it's crazy. Me being in the DMV when I was playing with the Redskins, I'm like, dang, like I done been to the White House before. You think about how prestigious it is and how special it is to actually go to the White House and be inside. It's
multiple
crazy.
times.
Right, it's crazy the experiences that playing at Alabama. It showed me all kind of things in life, so it's amazing.
quick question: were you at the White House when you weren't there when he had that fast food? Were you?
We didn't have any food. I guess we didn't have any.
Obama. We was all Obama.
Yeah, that's Obama.
Okay. Because I know one group went and Trump gave them McDonald's and tacos.
Clemson did.
Clemson, bro. That was Clemson,
That was
bro.
Clemson.
Yeah. And I know we're running over, but you see how personal Barack Obama is on TV, and a great sense of humor that he had. What was it like for you guys to see him in person? How cool was that dude?
Man, Obama cool, man. It's just like the skit, the Key and Peele skit. For real. I mean, I gave him the brother hug and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Pat, you give him that 1/8 black hug, did you?
Yes, I did. I shook it up, brought it in, everything. Boom, boom. I said, Obama, a real one. For real.
That's what's up. All right, Marvin, I'm going to turn it over to you. I want you to tell us the latest update on 40 Plus Strong. And you've got an autograph signing coming up like real soon. So for everyone who does not know, please fill everybody in on the details.
Yeah, man, you can catch me this Saturday at the Hoover River Chase Gallery at Hoover from 12 to 3. Blake Sims gonna be there as well, man. So you got a copy of my book. You know, if you're trying to get in shape 40 plus again. Hey, as y'all get older, y'all gonna realize you can't work out like you used to work out in your 20s. The joints hurt now. It's a different method to the process, baby. So it's a tool for anybody who's looking to stay in shape without all the pain and agony, man. So
how much they pay you?
That's not important, okay?
Hey, who you wrote your book to? Who you published it to?
I actually wrote it myself, and then I gave it to this one company who did all my editing and everything else. And the first time around, they did a crappy job, and we had it out, and we went back and forth about that, and then they had to redo everything. So I will say this to you. Be very careful about the editing companies that you use if you want to write a book. Now, after going back and forth with the editing company that I used the first time, I actually found another one that actually fixed everything for me that's actually very good. So if you're looking for a great editing company who can get everything set up for you at a reasonable cost, I got some people that can help you with that. Because again, some people, they'll take your money and they're gonna half-ass their job just like anything else in life and make you want to choke the shit out of them, make you want to spree wheel them. Because again, I'm putting my project in your hands and you drop the ball and you want to act like you ain't did that wrong. No, see, that's what we're not gonna do. So I can tell you from experience, man. I've actually written 2 books, so I know some good people at this point in life that get you set up if that's what you want to do.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I want to remind anyone who's living in the Atlanta area, if you need a home and you want to be done right, look no further than Bama Sci-Fi. Cyrus Jones, he got his number right here. Hit him up. Yes, sir. And we already got some folks in our audience who have already benefited from that. So hit our boy up. All right, fellas. Man, we really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on and hang with us for a little bit, even when you weren't able to talk, DJ.
I'm gonna put my business in the comments too. Where is it?
Hey, no, for real. Send me your info, man, and I'll put it on every week.
Okay. Yeah, tell them right now.
Hey, precision fencing. We do the whole Gulf Coast. We do aluminum. We do vinyl. We do wood. We do everything. We build decks as well. 850-454-7784. From the Mobile area, Birmingham area, to all the way down to South Florida, all the way down to the Gulf Coast.
What about the West? What about a little bit west?
We going to Dallas. We going anywhere y'all call me for the right price.
Does he get that sci-fi discount?
Yeah.
Man, I wish I'd have known you do fencing, man. I could.
That hurt hearing that right there.
All right, fellas.
I just had one done about 3 months ago. One of my cousins, 2 of my neighbors.
They ain't mess you up, did?
No.
Okay.
Nah, man. Where I stay, you got to go through the HOA first. Through one of their approved. They ain't playing no games.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. They can't. Yeah. Make sure.
This neighborhood. I stay in one of those neighborhoods where it ain't no.
Yeah.
Well, I could have got you hooked up as long as you got your paperwork. I ran.
Oh yeah, paperwork all done, man. Everything good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fellas, we appreciate y'all coming on. We definitely appreciate everything you did for the Crimson Tide, and we're looking forward to what your future holds next. And don't forget, folks in the audience, as if you need to be reminded, the Bryce Young presentation, the Heisman Trophy presentation is this Saturday. We're going to see our boy do his thing.
He better
roll tide.
Hey, bro,
roll tide.
He better win. Roll tide.
Roll tide.
Nice meeting y'all.